Clint Eastwood's presence in Hollywood has sparked both admiration and animosity. His fierce demeanor and no-nonsense attitude have rubbed many the wrong way. For instance, John Wayne, a legendary figure in his own right, reportedly disapproved of Eastwood's style and approach to filmmaking, feeling that it undermined the traditional values of westerns. Additionally, some actors have expressed frustration over Eastwood's directorial choices, believing they overshadowed their performances. Moreover, his outspoken political views have alienated several colleagues in the industry, leading to heated exchanges. The tension between Eastwood and certain stars often stems from a clash of ideologies, with some feeling he embodies a rugged individualism that clashes with their more progressive beliefs. The rivalry extends beyond personal disagreements, as Eastwood's success has sometimes been viewed as a threat to the careers of others. As the dust settles on these Hollywood rivalries, it becomes clear that Clint Eastwood's legacy is as much about the conflicts he created as it is about his celebrated films. Following his criticisms of Clint Eastwood's film American Sniper, Michael Moore found himself at the center of a heated feud with the legendary actor and director. Moore, a renowned documentary filmmaker, took issue with the way American Sniper seemed to glorify snipers, which he viewed as morally problematic, particularly given his own experiences with snipers in wartime. He expressed his concerns on social media, prompting a tense reaction from Eastwood. Eastwood, known for his no-nonsense attitude, responded to Moore's criticisms during an awards dinner. In a shocking statement, Eastwood said that if Moore ever came to his house for an interview, he would shoot him. While many in the audience assumed Eastwood was joking, he quickly made it clear that he was serious, further escalating the feud between the two. This confrontation highlighted Eastwood's willingness to defend his films, even in the face of public controversy. Moore's comments sparked broader conversations about the ethics of war films and their impact on public perception. His criticisms of American Sniper were not just about the film itself, but about the way it portrayed snipers and the role they play in war. Moore's own experiences with snipers in wartime had given him a unique perspective on the issue, and he felt that American Sniper did not accurately represent the complexities of war. Eastwood, on the other hand, saw Moore's criticisms as an attack on his film and his artistic vision. He felt that Moore was trying to impose his own moral agenda on the film, and that he was not giving American Sniper a fair chance. The feud between the two men continued to escalate, with neither side willing to back down. Despite the controversy surrounding American Sniper, the film was a commercial success and received widespread critical acclaim. However, the feud between Moore and Eastwood had highlighted the complexities of war films and the impact they can have on public perception. Moore's criticisms had sparked a broader conversation about the ethics of war films and the need for filmmakers to be more thoughtful and nuanced in their portrayal of war. The feud between Moore and Eastwood also highlighted the tension between artistic freedom and social responsibility. Eastwood felt that he had the right to tell the story he wanted to tell, without being constrained by moral or social considerations. Moore, on the other hand, felt that filmmakers had a responsibility to be more thoughtful and nuanced in their portrayal of war, and to consider the impact their films could have on public perception. In the end, the feud between Moore and Eastwood was a reflection of the complexities and challenges of making war films. It highlighted the need for filmmakers to be more thoughtful and nuanced in their portrayal of war, and to consider the impact their films could have on public perception. It also highlighted the tension between artistic freedom and social responsibility, and the need for filmmakers to balance their creative vision with their social obligations. Flea, the bassist for the iconic rock band Red Hot Chili Peppers, publicly criticized Clint Eastwood for comments he made regarding political correctness in Hollywood. Eastwood, known for his conservative views, has often spoken out against what he perceives as an overly sensitive culture in the entertainment industry, particularly around issues of race and identity. Flea, who has long been a vocal advocate for progressive causes, took issue with these remarks, finding them to be out of touch and insensitive. The musician felt that Eastwood's comments disregarded the real struggles faced by marginalized communities in Hollywood. This criticism adds to the growing chorus of voices who have pointed out Eastwood's public statements on politics. Flea's stance reflects a significant divide between Eastwood's traditional views and the younger, more progressive perspectives that are increasingly prominent in the entertainment world. Such tensions highlight the ongoing conversations about representation and sensitivity in the industry, as artists like Flea continue to push for change and understanding. Meanwhile, Sandra Locke, a talented actress and director, had a long and tumultuous personal and professional relationship with Clint Eastwood that would ultimately lead to her downfall in the industry. Their romantic involvement spanned nearly a decade, during which Locke starred in multiple films alongside Eastwood, including The Outlaw Josie Wales and Sudden Impact. Locke's performances in these films showcased her impressive range as an actress, and it seemed that her career was on the rise. However, their relationship turned toxic when Locke sought to direct and star in her own films, leading to friction with Eastwood. Eastwood, who had grown accustomed to being in control, was reportedly displeased with Locke's newfound ambitions and the fact that she was no longer content with simply starring in his films. As Locke's desire for independence grew, so did the tension between the couple. In retaliation, Eastwood locked Locke out of their shared home, igniting a legal battle that saw Locke suing Eastwood for palimony. Although they settled the dispute out of court, the damage was done. Eastwood's influence in the industry made it difficult for Locke to regain her footing, and over 30 of her film projects were rejected after she signed a contract with Warner Brothers, a contract that turned out to be essentially meaningless. Locke later claimed that Eastwood had sabotaged her career, using his powerful connections to blacklist her in Hollywood. The contract Locke signed with Warner Brothers was supposed to be a major breakthrough for her, but it ultimately proved to be a disappointment. Locke had been led to believe that the contract would give her creative control and the freedom to pursue her own projects, but in reality, it was little more than a symbolic gesture. Eastwood's influence had ensured that Locke would be unable to secure funding or support for her films, effectively rendering the contract useless. Locke's frustration and anger grew as she realized that she had been deceived, and she eventually sued Eastwood for fraud. The lawsuit was settled out of court, but the once powerful duo never reconciled. Locke's career was forever marred by her association with Eastwood, and she struggled to regain her footing in the industry. Despite her talent and dedication, Locke found it impossible to escape the shadow of her former partner, and her career slowly fizzled out. The experience had a profound impact on Locke, leaving her feeling bitter and betrayed. She eventually turned her back on the film industry, unable to bear the pain and frustration that it had brought her. With a career spanning over 7 decades, Clint Eastwood has established himself as a prominent figure in the film industry, earning 5 Academy Awards and numerous other accolades that solidify his position as one of Hollywood's top players. Known for his rugged persona, often cast as the stoic, solitary figure in westerns and action films, Eastwood's commanding screen presence has captivated audiences worldwide. His evolution from an actor to an accomplished director and producer has only deepened his influence in Hollywood. Eastwood's journey in the film industry began in the early 1950s, with small roles in films and television series. His breakthrough came with the television series Rawhide, where he played the character Rowdy Yates. This role catapulted him to fame and paved the way for his future success in westerns, particularly with the Dollars trilogy, directed by Sergio Leone. The trilogy, consisting of A Fistful of Dollars for a Few Dollars More, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, cemented Eastwood's status as a leading man in the Western genre. Throughout his career, Eastwood has been known for his strong views, especially on political and social issues. His conservative stance has often put him at odds with his liberal counterparts in Hollywood. Additionally, his uncompromising work ethic has led to friction with fellow actors, directors, and critics. Eastwood's reputation as a demanding director and producer has earned him both respect and resentment from his peers. Eastwood's directing career has been marked by critical acclaim, with films like Unforgiven, $1 Million Baby, and Mystic River earning him multiple Academy Awards. His ability to balance his acting and directing career has made him a unique figure in Hollywood. Eastwood's influence extends beyond the film industry, with his iconic persona and distinctive voice making him a recognizable figure in popular culture. Despite his success, Eastwood has faced criticism for his views on various issues, including politics, social justice, and the film industry itself. His outspoken nature has led to public feuds with other celebrities and industry professionals. However, his impact on the film industry cannot be denied, with his contributions as an actor, director, and producer leaving a lasting legacy. Eastwood's ability to adapt to changing times and trends in the film industry has allowed him to maintain his relevance, even in his advanced age. His continued involvement in the industry, both in front of and behind the camera, is a testament to his dedication and passion for filmmaking. Love him or hate him, Clint Eastwood remains a significant figure in Hollywood, with his influence extending far beyond his own body of work. Interestingly, Tom Hanks, an actor known for his stellar reputation for being easy to work with, found himself in unfamiliar territory when collaborating with Clint Eastwood on the 2016 film Sully. Hanks, known for his thoughtful approach to acting and his preference for collaboration, was taken aback by Eastwood's directorial methods. According to Hanks, Eastwood treated his actors as if they were horses, giving them minimal direction and expecting them to deliver the desired result without much discussion or rehearsal. This approach was quite different from what Hanks was accustomed to, as he values creativity and collaboration in his work. As a result, Hanks felt uneasy under Eastwood's disapproving glare, a look that could silence even the most seasoned actors. The experience of working with Eastwood was far from ideal for Hanks, who prefers to engage in open discussions and rehearsals with his directors. Despite this, Sully was a critical and commercial success, a testament to Eastwood's continued ability to bring powerful stories to life, even if his methods aren't universally embraced. Eastwood's approach to directing was likely shaped by his extensive experience in the film industry, having worked on numerous projects as both an actor and director. However, this approach may not be suitable for all actors, as evidenced by Hanks' experience on the set of Sully. The success of the film, despite the challenges faced by Hanks, highlights the importance of adaptability and professionalism in the film industry. Hanks' experience working with Eastwood serves as a reminder that different directors have different approaches to filmmaking, and what works for one director may not work for another. While Eastwood's methods may have been unfamiliar and uncomfortable for Hanks, the end result was a film that was well received by audiences and critics alike. The success of Sully also underscores the importance of the director-actor relationship in filmmaking. While Hanks may not have been comfortable with Eastwood's approach, he was able to adapt and deliver a strong performance in the film. This ability to adapt and work effectively with different directors is a key aspect of a successful acting career. Ultimately, the experience of working with Eastwood on Sully was a learning experience for Hanks, one that likely influenced his approach to future projects. While the experience may not have been ideal, it highlights the importance of flexibility and professionalism in the film industry. Although Gene Hackman is one of Hollywood's most respected actors, his collaboration with Clint Eastwood on the 1992 Western masterpiece Unforgiven was not without its challenges. The film, which earned Eastwood and Hackman Academy Awards, was a culmination of their professional relationship, which was largely amicable, but also marked by reports of tension on set. Eastwood's famously hands-off directing style, which often relied on a one-take method, sometimes frustrated Hackman, who preferred a more meticulous approach to acting. As an actor known for his intense preparation and exploration of his characters, Hackman found Eastwood's efficiency-driven approach to filmmaking limiting at times. Eastwood's directing style, which prioritized minimalism and speed, often resulted in a faster-paced shooting schedule, which left Hackman with less time to delve deeper into his characters. Despite these creative differences, Hackman's portrayal of the brutal sheriff, Little Bill Daggett, in Unforgiven remains one of his finest performances. The collaboration between Hackman and Eastwood was ultimately successful, and Unforgiven is widely regarded as one of the greatest westerns of all time. However, their working relationship highlighted the potential challenges of working with a director who values efficiency and minimalism above all else. Eastwood's approach to filmmaking, which emphasizes simplicity and speed, can be at odds with actors who prefer a more nuanced and detailed approach to their craft. Hackman's experience working with Eastwood on Unforgiven was likely influenced by their differing personalities and working styles. Eastwood, known for his rugged individualism and no-nonsense approach to filmmaking, may have clashed with Hackman's more introspective and analytical nature. Despite these differences, the two actors were able to put aside their creative differences and deliver outstanding performances in Unforgiven. The tension between Hackman and Eastwood on the set of Unforgiven was likely a result of their different approaches to acting and filmmaking. Hackman's preference for a more detailed and nuanced approach to his characters may have been at odds with Eastwood's emphasis on efficiency and speed. However, their collaboration on Unforgiven resulted in a film that is widely regarded as a masterpiece of American cinema. During the production of J. Edgar, Armie Hammer faced challenges with Clint Eastwood's distinct style of filmmaking. Unlike many directors who prefer multiple takes, Eastwood is known for his practice of shooting just one take and moving on. This was a shock for Hammer, who initially thought that his first take was merely a rehearsal. When Eastwood declared it final, Hammer was taken aback. Holding his script, he felt flustered, and attempted to explain that he wasn't fully in character yet. He expected to have more chances to refine his performance. However, Eastwood, with his trademark calmness, simply stated that he would edit the script out in post-production. This response highlighted Eastwood's strong confidence in his directorial instincts, but also showed his tendency to overlook the actor's needs for creative exploration. For Hammer, who was still finding his footing in Hollywood, this experience was particularly jarring. It illustrated the difficulties some actors encounter when adapting to Eastwood's fast-paced, no-nonsense approach to filmmaking. Following in his father's footsteps, Scott Eastwood has embraced a career in acting that has both advantages and challenges. As the son of legendary actor Clint Eastwood, Scott has had the unique opportunity to work alongside his father in films like Gran Torino and Flags of Our Fathers. However, this connection comes with its own set of pressures. Scott has openly discussed the difficulties of living up to the Eastwood name, feeling the weight of expectations that come from being Clint's son. While they maintain a solid professional relationship, Scott acknowledges that Clint's high standards and tough love approach can be tough to handle at times. The elder Eastwood is known for his one-take philosophy, which demands a high level of professionalism from everyone on set. This has undoubtedly influenced Scott's work ethic and approach to acting, but it has also led to moments of tension between father and son. Despite these challenges, Scott Eastwood is determined to carve out his own identity in Hollywood, navigating the complexities of his father's legacy while striving to establish his own path in the industry. Meanwhile, a notable incident occurred during the production of J. Edgar, where Leonardo DiCaprio, one of the biggest actors of his generation, found himself at odds with Clint Eastwood's directorial style. DiCaprio was deeply invested in the project, playing the role of J. Edgar Hoover, and he hoped to bring a nuanced, deeply emotional performance to the screen. However, Eastwood's minimalist approach to directing, particularly his tendency to favor a single take over repeated efforts, frustrated DiCaprio, who wanted the opportunity to perfect his performance. Tensions escalated when DiCaprio asked for a retake on an important scene, but Eastwood, ever the seasoned veteran, declared the scene a wrap and walked off the set without a second thought. This incident left a lasting impression on DiCaprio, who was initially slated to star in a second film under Eastwood's direction, but ultimately stepped away, feeling that his creative input had not been given the weight it deserved. For an actor of DiCaprio's caliber, who thrives on collaboration and artistic growth, Eastwood's rigid methods proved too difficult to navigate, leading to their eventual parting of ways. As a result, DiCaprio decided not to participate in the second film, which would have marked their second collaboration. This decision was likely influenced by the difficulties he experienced during the production of J. Edgar, where he felt that his creative vision was not being taken into account. DiCaprio's commitment to his craft and his desire for artistic growth led him to prioritize projects that allowed for a more collaborative approach, ultimately leading to his decision to part ways with Eastwood. Despite his immense success, Clint Eastwood has often been a polarizing figure, a man whose unyielding persona has both captivated and repelled those in the film industry. While many actors and directors admire his work, he has also developed a reputation for making enemies within the industry, a divide that often stems from the very characteristics that made him successful. His no-nonsense, one-take approach to directing has been both praised and criticized, with some viewing it as a refreshing change from the typical Hollywood excess, while others see it as inflexible and dismissive of their creative input. His cowboy-like charm, which endeared him to fans and helped establish him as an icon, has also been a source of tension with some colleagues. This persona, which often portrays rugged individualism, has become synonymous with his off-screen personality, making it difficult for some to separate the actor from the character. As a result, Eastwood has been a difficult collaborator for some, with jealousy, disagreements over his political stances, and clashing creative visions turning some fellow actors and directors against him over the years. Eastwood's outspokenness on controversial issues has further alienated certain Hollywood circles. His conservative views on political correctness and the state of modern filmmaking have been particularly divisive, with some viewing him as out of touch, and others seeing him as a refreshing voice of reason. Nevertheless, his legacy remains intact, a towering figure who refuses to bow to convention. Throughout his career, Eastwood has remained committed to his artistic vision, even when it meant going against the grain. This unwavering dedication has earned him both admiration and criticism, but it has also cemented his status as a true original, a man who has left an indelible mark on the film industry. Eastwood's impact on popular culture cannot be overstated, with his iconic roles in films like Unforgiven and Dirty Harry becoming ingrained in the public consciousness. His influence can be seen in countless other actors and directors who have sought to emulate his style and swagger. Yet, despite his immense influence, Eastwood remains a complex and multifaceted figure, a man whose contradictions and flaws have made him a fascinating and sometimes infuriating figure to work with. As a result, Eastwood has had his fair share of high-profile feuds and public disagreements, with some of his most notable conflicts taking place on set. His reputation for being difficult to work with has been well documented, with some actors and directors speaking out about their negative experiences with him. However, others have praised his professionalism and dedication to his craft, citing his ability to bring out the best in his collaborators. Ultimately, Eastwood's legacy is a testament to his unwavering commitment to his artistic vision, even in the face of criticism and adversity. Love him or hate him, Eastwood is a true original, a man who has left an indelible mark on the film industry. His impact will be felt for generations to come, and his influence will continue to shape the careers of actors and directors for years to come. Meanwhile, one of the most iconic Western actors of all time, John Wayne, clashed with Clint Eastwood over their vastly different interpretations of the genre. Wayne, who built his career playing the heroic, morally upright cowboy, found Eastwood's portrayal of darker, more morally ambiguous characters distasteful. Their professional differences came to a head after the release of Eastwood's 1973 film High Plains Drifter, which Wayne viewed as a revisionist Western that glorified violence and subverted the traditional values of the genre. When Eastwood suggested they collaborate on a Western, Wayne responded with a scathing letter, criticizing Eastwood for what he saw as an irresponsible depiction of the Old West. Wayne, a product of the golden age of Hollywood, represented the old guard, while Eastwood, with his gritty, morally complex characters, embodied the new wave of filmmaking. Their feud not only highlighted their differing approaches to storytelling, but also underscored a generational divide in Hollywood. Wayne, known for his rugged individualism and unwavering commitment to traditional values, saw Eastwood's films as a threat to the very fabric of the Western genre. He believed that Eastwood's portrayal of violence and moral ambiguity undermined the heroic ideals that had defined the genre for decades. Eastwood, on the other hand, saw Wayne's approach as outdated and naive, and believed that his own films offered a more nuanced and realistic portrayal of the American West. The tension between Wayne and Eastwood was not just about their differing artistic visions, but also about their fundamentally different worldviews. Wayne was a staunch conservative who believed in the importance of traditional values and social order, while Eastwood was a more liberal and progressive figure who saw the world in shades of gray. Their feud became a symbol of the cultural and generational divide that was sweeping across America in the 1960s and 1970s. Despite their differences, both Wayne and Eastwood remained committed to their craft and continued to produce films that reflected their unique perspectives on the world. However, their feud marked a significant turning point in the history of the Western genre and highlighted the challenges of adapting to changing times and tastes. While Wayne's traditional approach to the Western would eventually fall out of favor, Eastwood's more nuanced and complex films would go on to influence a generation of filmmakers. In the end, the feud between Wayne and Eastwood served as a reminder that even the most iconic and enduring figures in Hollywood are not immune to the forces of change and the passage of time. As the film industry continued to evolve and adapt to new trends and tastes, the legacy of both Wayne and Eastwood would endure, a testament to the power of their unique visions and the impact they had on the world of cinema. Spike Lee is known for his strong opinions on race and representation in the film industry. He publicly criticized Clint Eastwood for the lack of diversity in Eastwood's two World War II films, Flags of Our Fathers and Letters from Iwo Jima. Lee has always advocated for the inclusion of black actors in important historical roles, so he was particularly troubled by the near absence of black characters in Eastwood's films. This omission is significant because there were many black soldiers who served in World War II, and their stories deserve to be told. When Lee confronted Eastwood about this issue, Eastwood responded harshly, telling Lee to shut his face, effectively dismissing the criticism. This exchange escalated further, with Lee describing Eastwood as acting like an angry old man. Despite the intensity of their public feud, the two directors eventually found a way to reconcile, and now maintain a cordial, albeit distant, relationship. This conflict highlights the ongoing debates in Hollywood about representation, diversity, and the responsibility filmmakers have to accurately depict history. Clint Eastwood's impact on Hollywood has not only shaped the film industry, but also created a divide among his peers. His approach to filmmaking, characterized by a rugged individualism and a straightforward style, has drawn criticism from various actors who feel that his methods overshadow their work. For instance, some stars have openly expressed their dissatisfaction with his directorial choices, believing that they detract from their performances. Additionally, Eastwood's outspoken political beliefs have alienated colleagues who hold more progressive views, leading to public disagreements and tension on set. The legendary John Wayne, despite being an icon himself, reportedly disapproved of Eastwood's style, feeling it challenged the traditional values that defined Western films. This animosity often stems from a deeper ideological clash, as Eastwood's success is sometimes perceived as a threat to the careers of others in the industry. The rivalries and conflicts surrounding Eastwood reveal a complex legacy, where admiration is intertwined with resentment, showcasing the multifaceted nature of Hollywood relations.